Hey you guys, it's Sandy here, and I want to talk to you guys about something that's completely different, but that's been on my mind since I am turning 30 in November. I just been hearing like a lot of the same kind of questions, and I've been noticing people have been kind of like freaking out, even on TV, about like the big dirty 30, the big 30. So like I just wanted to come on here and like just tell you guys how I feel about turning 30, and just letting you guys know like it doesn't have to be that dang dramatic like everybody's making it. Like if you okay, so this is how I feel about turning 30. I still feel 19. Do I care about turning 30? No, I do not. Why? Because I don't care about what everybody else feel like you're supposed to be doing with your life at 30. That's plain and simple. That is the huge thing that everybody freaks out about turning 30. Like, oh my God, I'm not married. Oh my God, I don't have kids. Oh my God, I don't have a house. Oh my God, I don't have a 2-car garage. Oh my God, I don't have a career job. It's like, bro, who says you have to have all of these things by the time you're 30? Let's rewind and bring it back into reality for like 75 to 80% of the population. When you get out of high school, when you turn 18, you're not automatically on your credit. That's one. So with you turning 30, even thinking that you're going to get a house, if you wasn't on your credit or else started being on your adultinghood when you were in your early 20s or either early 23 or something like that, you're probably not going to have a house when you're 30. And you know, that's completely fine. That is completely fine. Who says you have to have a house when you're 30? Even though I'm in my first tiny home, it's still unconventional. I live in a freaking RV. I'm fixed to have a baby. I'm 6 months pregnant, and I live in an RV. Who cares? I don't care what your opinion is about how I choose to live my life. So with me turning 30, and then that's like another thing too, is like, oh my gosh, you don't have kids yet. You've been married for 9 years. How come you don't have kids yet? Well, just because you get married, who say you have to have kids within the first year of your marriage? Like, you don't have to have kids right away just because you get married. Like, yo, like if you sit there and think about it, when you get married, y'all really need to focus on y'all self. You need to focus on communication. You need to focus on how do you actually feel about cohabitating together, getting used to cohabitating together, and not just worrying about having kids right off the jump. Like, there is so much other stuff that you need to be worrying about and considering and everything like that before you just jump into having kids. For me, I've never been the type of person that necessarily cared about what anybody thought about me, what anybody felt like I should be doing. It's my life. And if I don't want to have kids right in that first year of getting married, like that's the thing that everybody asks you. Oh my gosh, when are you having kids? When are you gonna have kids? When are you gonna have kids? When are you gonna have kids? If you don't get out my vagina and stop asking me when I'm gonna have kids, like, I'm gonna have kids when it's time for me to have kids. And if I choose not to have kids, then that's my business and my choice too. Like, not everybody needs kids, and not everybody needs kids right when they freaking first get married. Like, the pressures of other people when you are turning 30, that's what I'm talking about. I think that's what makes everybody freaks out. And if you just really don't give a rat's butthole about what nobody think about your life, and actually pay attention to what your own personal self goals are, you're not going to care about turning 30. Now, if you know you just being a bum and you just absolutely haven't did anything with your life, or you have no life goals of yourself, of course turning 30 is going to be scary for you, because you have no goals, no future, no dreams, no aspirations in life, no nothing. So you're going to be looking at everybody around you that has grown in life and that has actually applied or did something with their life or is actually married. And just because you see somebody married or you see a pretty picture on the outside doesn't mean that that is actually their reality. You can make somebody think that something is a certain way and it is really not their dang reality. So while you wishing and hoping that you had all of these things by the time you done turned 30, you need to focus on what the freak that ain't showing you, because that's the crap that you really should be like, oh wow, would I sacrifice all of this stuff that I have going for me in my life that I don't have, that society is telling me that I need by the time I'm 30? Or do I want all the undercover BS that people ain't talking about when they get or accumulate all of these things by the time that they're 30? Or what did they have to sacrifice to get where they are by the time they're 30, if society is telling you that you need to be in a career job, have a house, this, that, and the third, have kids? Like, everything comes in time, and everybody just needs to know, like, just stay in your lane and things will come when things are supposed to fall in your lap and when they're supposed to happen. And not to be scared or nervous about turning 30. It's a blessing to turn another age, because you don't know when you're not going to wake up the next morning. Every day is not promised to you. Your life is not promised to you. So while you're worrying about a blessing, which turning another age, another decade is a blessing, like, bro, like, you just need to be really, really grateful and thankful that you actually have the opportunity to wake up and to see another day, instead of worrying about, oh my God, I'm turning 30 and I still don't have this. Well, okay, boo-hoo. You're turning 30 and you still don't have these things. Okay. Now that you have realized that you don't have these things, make a goal just to have them. Like, okay, well, by 32, I want to have these things, and just work towards the things that you feel like you need. But just make sure that it's your own goal and it's your own life. Just make sure that it's your own life, that you're walking in your own lane. I hope that makes sense. Like, walk in your own dang lane and don't be worrying about what somebody else is doing by the age of 30, or your peers or the people that you went to school with. Like, oh my gosh, such and such is already married and they already have 2 kids or whatever. It's like, hey, that's just their lane in life. Like, that's not your lane in life, and you just have to live your own lane in life. And I think as adults that are turning 30, if we just focus on that we all have our own lanes in life, then I don't think it will be such a freak out moment. So I'm just here to let you guys know, hey, I'm turning 30 and everything comes with time. If everything was just thrown in your lap, for one, you wouldn't appreciate it as much, and for two, you probably wouldn't take care of it. You wouldn't value it. If everything was just handed to you, you wouldn't have to have faith. You wouldn't have no worries about anything if everything was just handed to you. Then you'll be whining and crying about you don't know what to do with your life because you done accomplished everything, and now you just find yourself in a spiral because you done achieved everything within such a short amount of time. Now you looking for like the next thing that you are supposed to be doing. So it's like there's pros and cons to both sides of everything. You get everything soon in life and you never have to work for it, or this, that, and the third. You may not appreciate it as much as if somebody that actually have to work for it and you have to wait for it. And no, I'm not just saying this because I'm married. There is a lot of things that a lot of people ask me, like kids was one of them. Like me being a female, oh my God, your biological time clock, I don't believe in that crap. Like, not saying that it's not real, but I'm just saying, like, I don't believe in it. If it was meant for me to have kids, I'm gonna have kids. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and try to pop a freaking kid on my vagina in the first year that I'm married. And I got married at the age of 20. But nevertheless, it's like I'm still not going to sit up here and try to be pleasing other people. And I think once you turn 30, it's supposed to be all these expectations on you that you're supposed to have this, you're supposed to have that. But if you just stay in your own lane and focus on your own dreams and write down exactly what you want to have accomplished in your life by the time you're 30, then there will be no pressure or no like almost midlife crisis because you're turning 30. Now, when you write down these goals and your dreams and your aspirations in life and what you really want, turn around after you wrote that list and ask yourself, how well did you apply yourself in actually getting to those goals? Did you sit there and sit on your butt and actually forget about your list and just make a New Year's list or a New Year's resolution every year and freaking not do nothing about it? Or did you actually work really, really, really hard at what you put on your list? So if you didn't work your behind off on what you put on your list, don't be turning around 5 years later with your freaking lip stuck out like, boo-hoo me, how come I haven't had or how come I haven't done? Because you haven't worked for it. And then on top of that, you ain't prayed about it. And on top of that, you didn't have faith that it was going to happen. So all I'm saying is, like, you need to just really evaluate your life and evaluate your goals and your dreams and figure out, who are you trying to please? Are you trying to please other people because you're turning 30? Or are you trying to please yourself? Because once you start trying to please yourself and you actually notice and realize if you're actually working towards what the freak you want for just yourself, you're going to realize turning 30 is just another age and you're just living your best life. You living your best life. Keep that in mind. I know this may not apply to everyone, but just for the people that are turning 30, y'all, it's just another age. Like, don't freak out about it. It's fine. It's completely fine, because once you turn 30, you're probably going to look back 10 years later and be like, oh my God, what was I tripping about? Why was I even tripping? So I really hope this helps someone out there. I've just been hearing a lot about like, oh, you're supposed to have this and this, that, and the third. And it's like, no, I'm living my own life. If that's what you feel like you need to have, then you do you. Leave me alone and stop telling me or asking me questions about crap that other people may not even have themselves. I hope this really helped all my dirty 30s out there, everybody that's turning 30. Like, I really hope this helped, and just be cool, you know. It's fine. You're 30 and things will come when they're supposed to come. So if you have any comments or questions, just leave them down in the comment section. If you like this video, just give it a thumbs up and let me know down in the comment section. So thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.